will show you 7 trading robots that I trade profitably on iFunds. What does that mean? EAs with low drawdowns, which makes them suitable for prop firms, funded accounts and live accounts, of course. And I found these 7 EAs after trading hundreds of EAs in the last 10 years. So it wasn't easy. Let me show you. At number 7 we have FX Constant. This is relatively new expert advisor we are trading, and I have it on iFunds account where it's trading euro dollar on 1 hour time frame and as well the Aussie dollar on 1 hour time frame. Because this is a Forex Store EA, the expert advisor settings are very similar to what you've seen from the other EAs from the store, but here I am using risk limit of 10, which means that if there is a drawdown from one of the two currencies, it will prevent from losing the account. And of course, before we've started this iFunds account, we tested the FX Constant on a demo account, but what's actually impressive here is the track record from the vendor, which I'll show you in a second. So here is the demo account. You can see again Aussie and euro dollar, not a lot of trades. If I show you the equity, you will see that it stays relatively close to the balance line. This demo account's been running for 25 days only, but if I show you the stats, you will see that it makes nearly 2% a month with profit factor of 2.74, which is very promising for a funded account. But if I show you the EA on the Forex Store, you will see that the monthly gain here is 11.32%, but the drawdown is 41%. So if you are taking higher risk, obviously it doesn't fit well for funded accounts with iFunds or prop firms. So that's only suitable actually for live account. And here is the track record from the vendor where it's trading the two currency pairs again. And why I said it's impressive, because of this steady growth. Just the R squared metric here is very high. You will see that this track record started in August 2024 with a $1,000 live account, and it made nearly 500%, which is a lot. If I show you the performance during the years, you will see that it makes from 1% all the way to 36% in April 2025, and in 2024 again we have a mixed performance, 27.5% in September, and then a little bit of negative performance in October 2024. However, I believe lower risk is always preferable, and we'll be testing this expert advisor on our accounts before we make a dedicated video review. At number 6 we have the dark EAs, and I've shown most of them in my videos, but what I want to show you is another iFunds account where we are trading the dark algo on euro dollar, the dark titan New Zealand cat and the dark Venus with the euro pound. So it's a very well diversified portfolio with different expert advisors and different assets. That's also relatively new account, so I'm not gonna show you the track record, but I'll show you the backtesting results. So here it is, this portfolio, dark algo, dark titan and dark Venus that Ilan from the team created. So right in here we have a max equity drawdown when trading with 0.01 of 648 for the euro dollar with dark algo, 473 with the New Zealand cat with dark titan, and 432 with dark Venus with euro pound. So this is the max drawdown when we backtested the expert advisor on a 10k account, and trading with a very low risk we obviously get low monthly profit, but combined it will get somewhere to 1 to 2% a month, which is exactly what we see from the first 1 month, 1.29%. That's exactly what we are looking for to achieve steady profits, ideally 2% a month, with a backtest that proves that the drawdown won't breach the account. At number 5 we have the happy EAs, and there are a lot of EAs on the vendor's website. There is a pack of 10 EAs as well, but what we found to be suitable for iFunds is that portfolio between the Happy Algorithm Pro and the Happy Frequency trading the dollar CAD, and you can see that from from this iFunds account, we have requested $870 as withdrawals. It makes 1% a month, which is not a lot, but it's been profitable steadily for nearly 1 year. Look at that, 357 days. If I show you the track record, you will see a very steady balance going upwards. So that's the withdrawal. If I switch to cumulative profit, you will see what a steady balance going upwards. That's exactly the type of performance you want to see on your funded account, where the drawdown is limited. And what I mean by that is, if I show you the iFunds platform where you can get instant funded accounts, so you don't need to pass prop firm challenges or anything like that. You just buy the account and you get the money to trade. So for example, the 5K account, which is most popular, costs $400. I usually start at least with a 10K, which is $700. But what's more interesting with iFunds is that you can control your max drawdowns. So if you decrease it, you're pretty much increasing your profit split. The lower the drawdown goes, the higher the profit split is, and the lowest is 6% with 80% profit split. But I usually keep it at 10%, so I have some room for the expert advisors, and I am happy splitting the profit with iFunds. And the most profit from iFunds I made with number 4, FX Stabilizer, and with this account I have requested nearly $2,000 as a profit. But what's interesting is that I lost that account, and as I like to be very transparent in my videos, I'll show exactly what happened and what I found as a solution. So this account was running for over 200 days and we've requested a lot of profits, and recently there was a huge drawdown with the dollar cat and the account was breached. The thing I didn't set up correctly is the risk limit. So I was keeping it to 40, I believe, which I usually keep for my life accounts, but that's a funded account with iFunds. So now with the new account that I started, I keep the risk limit to 10% for all of the 4 currency pairs: the euro dollar, the Aussie, the dollar cat, and the euro pound. And after I lost that account, I thought that it should be best if we have a summary of all Forex Store EAs about the risk we can take, how many assets, which are the recommended pairs. So I asked my team, and Maria made a great sheet which I'll show you right away. So with the FX Stabilizer, you can see that the recommended risk is between 10 to 40%. So it's the Aussie, the euro, and the cat where we should be risking 20 to 40% risk per pair. For the other supported currency, it is 10 to 20. But because this is iFunds, one more time, I will keep it 10 for all of the pairs. I will share this sheet with the VIP users. So if you guys are trading any of the Forex Store EAs, you will have on one place all the supported currencies, what's the recommended risk. And actually in the next video on this channel, I'll talk about the protection system on the FX Stabilizer and all of the Forex Store EAs, which is unique and very interesting. So if you don't want to miss it, guys, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a new upload. And let me show the third expert advisor, which is the top 10 app, and I'm talking about the euro yen portfolio, which is the asset which I talked about some time ago, and I said that it's the most profitable asset for some reason. With the EAs generated from the top 10 app, you'll see a very interesting balance going up and down. But what makes these expert advisors suitable for funded accounts like iFunds is that the equity stays really close to the balance line because they do not use any grid or martingale. Here is the top 10 app, and if I drag it on my recording screen, you will see that there are plenty of assets you can choose from, but the euro yen's been really profitable for us recently, and we succeeded to automate the whole process, so the strategies are being generated automatically, and then with the in and out of sample we can see which ones are profitable after they were generated. So this expert advisor, for example, has been created 4 months ago, and since that point it's been very profitable. You can keep an eye on the performance for the whole period, which is about 5 years, and then for the last 1 year or the last 1 month. And to make it simple, we usually look at the top 3 expert advisors from the last 1 month, and we make sure to trade these EAs in the funded account. At number 2, we have the Infinity Trader, which is a very interesting expert advisor that uses AI weekly forecast, which helps the expert to predict the direction, or it pretty much says what is the overall trend and if the expert advisor should be buying or it should be selling. It also uses a grid system, not a martingale, so you can see that it doesn't actually increases the lots. Here is a recent withdrawal that I've made, and actually this is a migrated account. Oh yeah, iFunds have now their own server and broker, I believe, so they won't be using Basics anymore, but there is the iFunds server, and I'm happy to see that the spreads have improved, plus there is no commission, and it's been something we've been all waiting for, to see better conditions on iFunds because it's a great funding model. So now with their own server, I do believe the conditions will be good, but because the account was moved, we have lost the track record, unfortunately, and on the website what is stored is exactly the withdrawal, but not the track record or the number of days we've been trading it before that. However, we have a very good track record of the expert advisor I've put on the first place today, and that is the Happy Forex EA. And I want you to have a look at this account over here with iFunds. Withdrawals of above $1,000. It makes steady 1% a month. I've recorded plenty of videos saying 1% a month is enough, but it's been running for 218 days, and you will see a very steady graph. This is a withdrawal, that's another withdrawal. If I show you the cumulative return, you will see what a steady balance we have. If I switch to equity, you will see that it stays relatively close. There are a few drawdowns, but nothing really to be worried about. That's because of the underlying strategy. It is trading two currency pairs that are not correlated, and I have explained it all in this video on my side, so you can have a look at it and learn more about this great expert advisor. As always, guys, I thank you so much for watching today's video. Don't forget I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.